Ms. Joan Pereira.
Mr. Speaker, sir, home is where our heart is, and therefore I'm starting my budget speech talking about our homes. It is so important to come home to a space where one can feel safe and rested. Our HDB projects are the pride of our nation, but more and more of our HDB blocks are also crossing the 50-year mark. It is good news indeed that we had managed to achieve a budget surplus of over 15 billion for 2025. The surplus will be added to our reserves where we can generate investment income streams that will contribute to our future budgets. This money gives us the ability to plan for and secure our future with greater certainty. I would like to start with an appeal to the government to invest more expeditiously in the rejuvenation of our older HDB estates. We have to ensure that our maintenance and replacement works can continue to uphold the standard and quality of our HDB housing. Buildings do not age uniformly. Some may suffer from more issues than others. When one has to deal with unexpected and recurring problems such as water ingress, mold, and spoiling concrete, our homes can become sources of stress and anxiety instead. Take, for example, my residence at Henderson Crescent Estate. Life at home can be stressful because they constantly have to watch out for leakages and check their ceilings and walls. They worry about the effect the persistent mold have on their health, especially the children and the elderly. The repairs also put a strain on their finances, especially for the elderly and families with lower incomes. As the HDB Home Improvement Program, or HIP, takes place only twice during the span of the 99 years, residents are left waiting and are appealing for a more lasting and sustained solution to the myriad of problems affecting their blocks. To deal with the systemic and deterioration of such HDB blocks, could the HDB review its HIP policy and consider an additional round of HIP which is more flexible in scope to take into account the specific issues faced by a particular HDB estate? It is important to rejuvenate problematic HDB blocks so that they remain good homes for our people and remain attractive enough for prospective buyers. If that cannot be done, I would like to call upon the government on behalf of my residents, such as our residents from Henderson Crescent, to grant their requests for SIRS. If there are no plans for SIRS, can the ministry review the criteria for VERS on a case-by-case basis, depending on the particular condition of the blocks? This is not a request to help residents enjoy a windfall, but a request for every Singaporean to go home to a pleasant and livable environment. Sometimes homes become a source of distress because of disamenities. Most Singaporeans live in a compact environment, in close proximity with our neighbours. Hence, being part of a We First society, it is important to be considerate and be aware of our actions and behaviours on our neighbours and fellow Singaporeans. This next issue that I would like to raise is almost ad nauseum: the disamenities suffered by my residents of Skyville at Dawson. Unfortunately, some of the problems continue to persist, and it is a reality that my residents continue to face day in and day out. Many years have passed, and I hope that time has allowed M&D to observe thoroughly the problems and possibly have a fresh perspective on possible solutions. Residents of Skyville at Dawson continue to suffer disturbances and nuisance caused by inconsiderate visitors through the roof and sky gardens at their HDB blocks, especially during the weekends, eve of festive seasons, and public holidays. Excessive noise disturbances, smoking and drinking, urinating at staircase landings, litter and rubbish, obscene activities. These problems have not abated. Even with the concerted efforts of our grassroots volunteers, the HDB, Town Council, NEA, and the police, disamenities still persist. Hence, I appeal to MND once again to reconsider my previous suggestions. Install gantries for registration, install more CCTVs to monitor visitors and their activities, limit the number of visitors, and require payment of a small fee to support the operations and cleaning of the sky gardens. Again, this is because every resident deserves to go home to a pleasant living environment. I understand that requests, if taken on board, do take time. For example, the government has confirmed that the EASE program will be offered to seniors living in private estates from this April. I myself first raised this in Parliament back in 2016, nearly 10 years ago, and my fellow PAP MPs had also continued to raise this request over the years. You can imagine our great relief and joy that it has been taken up by the government and is finally coming to fruition. Still on the topic of housing, I would like to talk a little about property taxes. In the lead-up to the budget statement, some of my residents have shared their concerns that property taxes may rise again, even though they are relieved by the one-off property tax rebate for 2026 for owner-occupied homes. As Singapore has enjoyed a healthy budget surplus with property taxes as one of the contributors, perhaps more can be done to calibrate this carefully or to consider longer-term support for owner-occupied properties. This is especially needed by private estate residents who are elderly and no longer working, but are living in their own homes. The anxiety is real, especially as they are no longer earning an income and yet face increasingly higher property taxes that they are paying for out of their own savings. I hope that the government can consider granting a longer-term rebate for such cases. This will also help our seniors age well and age in place. Other than homes, Singaporeans are very much concerned about jobs and the impact of AI on them. I'm very heartened by PM's commitment that no Singaporean would be left behind in our push for AI, and in this spirit, I salute our NTUC stepping up to this call in rolling out the AI Ready SG initiative. There are also sectoral AI playbooks for workers and businesses in the sectors that face the most disruption from AI. My concern, however, is that the take-up rate for such initiatives will not be as high as desired, given what we have seen with the Skills Future credits, where many people left it to the final months, and even then it was not fully taken up. What the NTUC is offering is very much needed, but we need to ensure that it reaches the workers who need it. Are there ways we can ensure that access to these AI resources is as easy and seamless as possible? Our seniors also do not wish to be left behind. Can the IMDA's SG Digital Community Hubs be expanded to help seniors and more Singaporeans gain AI skills and pick up safety tips? In addition, AI training and tools have already been made widely available, but the real fear of disruption from AI tells us that what our people need most is the support and career guidance to journey together with them as they navigate these changes. I would like to call upon the government to consider dedicating even more resources in order to expand the scope of the AI missions to develop detailed sectoral playbooks for more sectors beyond the 4 chosen. We should also support the redesign of workflows and job scopes to enable greater productivity while helping to alleviate the labor shortage in some of these industries. Sir, in Mandarin. 国人担忧就业和 AI 的影响。总理承诺，在推行 AI 发展的过程中，不让任何新加坡人掉队，这让我感到欣慰。我赞同这种的 AI 赋能计划。我担心 AI 课程的参与率可能较低，就像技能创前程一样。我希望政府简化 AI 资源的流程，扩大新加坡数码转型援助站的范围，以帮助我们的年长者。投入更多资源，将 AI 发展到更多领域，并重新设计工作流程和范围，有助于提高生产力，缓解劳动力短缺。Sir, for all our hard work to achieve success as individuals, as a nation, we need the support and assurance of safe and comfortable homes and estates for our families, and secure the future of our economy and jobs in the AI age. I urge the government to deploy them to ensure a conducive living environment for all Singaporeans and to transform Singapore into the most AI-enabled nation in the world. I support the budget.